The camera opens slowly, sweeping across Nexus Prime, an intergalactic marketplace that hums with life and activity. It is a place that exists in the very heart of the galaxy's busiest sector, tucked away amidst an asteroid belt that brings with it both danger and adventure. The bustling market is vast, stretching far beyond what the eye can see, contained under a gigantic transparent dome that shields its inhabitants from the harshness of the open space. The dome shimmers under the weight of the asteroid belt above, almost alive as it ripples with soft pulses of energy. As the camera moves closer, we see the chaos unfold. Alien voices, harsh and melodic, rise and fall in a symphony of languages. Each vendor, wrapped in vibrant silks or strange metallic attire, showcases their wares under flickering, holographic advertisements that display everything from rejuvenating potions to the darkest, most forbidden artifacts. The air is thick with the smells of alien spices, oils, and rare perfumes. Neon lights flicker and shimmer, casting an otherworldly glow over the crowd, while distant sounds of clashing music mix with the mechanical hum of transport ships coming and going. The energy in the marketplace is overwhelming, as if the very atmosphere hums with the pulse of 1,000 worlds. The camera lingers on the faces of beings from distant galaxies, an amalgamation of species with varied, often bizarre features, tentacles, luminous eyes, glowing skin, and intricate body tattoos. Some barter with goods, others with information, and many with something darker, something more illicit. The thrum of business in Nexus Prime feels intoxicating, like a melody played in a foreign key, where all the senses are at the mercy of the chaos around them. Amidst this frenetic energy walks Vora Nyx, a striking figure, her presence undeniable. Her skin is a deep, crimson hue, glowing faintly under the neon lights of the bazaar, and her silvery white hair flows over her shoulders like liquid moonlight, shimmering with every movement. She exudes an air of regality, every step deliberate and graceful, as if she were accustomed to having the crowd part before her without a second thought. Vora's sharp amber eyes scan the marketplace with the precision of a hunter. Her movements are effortless, commanding, and every vendor she passes seems to instinctively step aside, offering her respectful nods or lingering gazes. She is the owner of the Celestial Oasis, a luxurious spa known throughout the galaxy for its exclusivity and opulence. But there is more to Vora than meets the eye. Beneath her calm exterior, there lies a sharp intellect, a woman who has made her mark in a universe where power is never freely given but ruthlessly taken. As she walks, the buzz of the market seems to quiet around her, but her mind is focused, calculating. She is here for something specific, to confront a merchant who has wronged her, one who must answer for his deceit. Vora's sharp gaze falls upon a vendor in the corner of the market, a pale, green-skinned merchant with a bald, elongated head, whose slick, oily voice echoes in the air as he deals with his customers. This is Voss, a merchant known for his shady dealings, and it seems that his reputation has finally caught up with him. Vora approaches him with calculated steps, her eyes narrowing as she draws closer. "Madam Nyx," Voss greets her with a mocking bow, his voice dripping with insincerity. "What an unexpected pleasure to see you here. Have you come to sample my finest wares?" Vora does not smile. Her voice is cool and cutting as she speaks. "Save the pleasantries, Voss. The Lumion silk you sold me last cycle was synthetic, and my clients expect authenticity when they pay premium rates." Voss' fingers twitch nervously, but his smile never fades. "Ah, a regrettable misunderstanding, Madam Nyx. There were fluctuations in the market, you see. Supply chains disrupted." "I don't care for your excuses," Vora interrupts, her voice low and firm. "I want a full refund, or suitable compensation." A chill falls over the exchange as Voss shifts, his eyes darting around, calculating. Confronting someone of Vora's status would cost him dearly in reputation, perhaps even in life. He hesitates, then lowers his voice, as if speaking a dangerous secret. Perhaps I have something that might interest you, Madam Nix. Something unique. Her curiosity piqued, Vora raises an eyebrow. Show me. Voss leads Vora through a maze of narrow corridors, deeper into the bazaar. The crowd becomes sparser, and the air grows cooler, tinged with the metallic scent of the darker corners of the marketplace. Finally, they arrive at a secluded stall, where a reinforced metal cage stands in the middle of the dimly lit space. Inside the cage is a human male, his blonde hair slicked back from exertion, his strong body glistening with sweat. His muscular form is barely contained within the small space, his gaze locked firmly on Vora. There is no fear in his eyes, only defiance, a silent rebellion that calls to something deep inside her. Vora stands still for a moment, studying him. This is no ordinary human. His posture, the controlled movements, and the intelligence that flickers behind his gray-blue eyes speak of military training, of someone who has seen the worst and still stands proud. Take him, mistress, Voss sneers, his voice dripping with disdain. This human is wild and untamed, but he will make an excellent source of entertainment for your guests. Vora's amber eyes never leave the man. How did you acquire him? She asks, her tone neutral. He was found adrift in a damaged escape pod near the Sinus border. No identification, no record in the Galactic Registry. Salvage rights apply, Voss explains, offering a story too convenient to be entirely true. Vora steps closer to the cage, her eyes never leaving the human. Does he speak? Several languages, including Standard. He's quite vocal about his situation, Voss chuckles unpleasantly, but Vora's interest is piqued. With a flick of her hand, she commands, remove the neural suppressor. Voss hesitates, but eventually produces a small device. With a few controlled presses, the faint blue glow at the base of the human's neck fades, and his posture shifts. My name is EMT Drake, the man says, his voice rough from disuse. And I am not merchandise. There's an unmistakable pride in his words, a strength that resonates with Vora. Despite the situation, she feels an unexpected jolt or recognition that runs deeper than mere attraction. She stands silently for a moment, weighing her options. Voss, sensing her hesitation, tries again. I assure you, Madam Nix, this human male will provide much entertainment for your guests. He's perfect. Vora's voice is steady as she says, I'll take him. Both Voss and the human look at her in surprise. EMT's eyes narrow, assessing her with silent scrutiny, but Vora knows what she wants. Immediately, she adds, her tone brokering no further argument. EMT is taken aboard Vora's private shuttle, the sleek vessel cutting through the void of space toward the celestial oasis. The resort, an oasis in the vast expanse of space, is renowned for its luxury and exclusivity. The shuttle hums softly as it moves, the interior dimly lit by the soft glow of the stars outside. Vora, sitting across from EMT, doesn't speak, her amber eyes occasionally flicking to him. EMT, for his part, remains silent, his eyes studying everything, every angle, every potential threat, every escape route. Vora's voice breaks the silence, a quiet but firm command. If you attempt to escape, I will be forced to use methods far less pleasant than Voss's crude device. Do we understand each other? EMT's gaze meets hers, and for a moment, the world outside seems to vanish. His lips curl slightly in a faint, wry smile, but his eyes remain cold and calculating. "Crystal clear, Madam Nix," he replies softly. The celestial oasis is a place of indulgence and secrecy, where every detail, from the soft glow of bioluminescent lights to the fragrant aroma of alien flowers, is crafted to provide an unparalleled experience. Guests come from across the galaxy, each seeking a moment of respite in this exclusive haven. And yet, amidst all the luxury, Vora's thoughts often drift to one person, the human she had purchased, EMT Drake. She watches him from afar, his movements precise, almost militaristic as he conducts his duties. He's become a guide, leading guests through the Earth-inspired gardens and artificial landscapes that make the oasis famous. Yet there is something different about the way he interacts with the visitors. His voice, though calm, carries an undeniable charisma, an ease that commands attention without effort. He's a servant here, but Vora can't shake the feeling that there's more to him. His quiet confidence, the way he observes his surroundings with sharp, calculating eyes, doesn't align with the role he's been forced into. He seems perfectly adapted to the environment, his posture straight and purposeful, his every word calculated to engage his audience while keeping his own emotions hidden. Every day, Vora finds herself watching him more closely, noticing the way he handles certain situations. There is an intelligence behind his eyes, something that doesn't fit with the image of a mere slave. Her mind races, wondering what exactly lies beneath the surface of this human. Why did she feel drawn to him in ways that unsettled her? She thinks of the stories she's heard of humans, their strange resilience and their ability to survive against all odds. But there's something in his eyes that hints at an untold story. Vora has dealt with beings from all corners of the galaxy, but there's something undeniably different about him. She doesn't yet know what it is, but she will find out. One evening, long after the guests have retired to their private suites and the glow of the bioluminescent plants dims, Vora seeks out EMT in the quietest corner of the celestial oasis. She has been watching him for weeks, and now, curiosity overwhelms her. She finds him sitting alone, his back straight, eyes staring into the distance, as though lost in thought. The room is dimly lit, the soft hum of the resort's environmental systems providing a subtle backdrop to their conversation. Vora stands in the doorway for a moment, watching him. She steps inside, the air between them charged with an unspoken tension. "EMT," she says, her voice steady but laced with curiosity, "I've been watching you for a while. I know you're more than what you appear to be. So, tell me, what is it you're really doing here?" For a moment, EMT doesn't answer. He simply continues staring ahead, his expression unreadable. Then, slowly, he turns to face her, his gray-blue eyes meeting hers with an intensity that makes her heart skip a beat. "I wasn't always a captive," he says quietly, his voice rough from disuse. "My name is EMT Drake, and I am not just some human slave. I work for the Terran Intelligence Division TID. I was sent here to infiltrate a criminal network. A network known as the Consortium." Vora's brow furrows in confusion. "The Consortium?" she repeats, her voice tinged with disbelief. "What do you mean? Why would they want a human in a place like this?" EMT's gaze hardens. "The Consortium is an intergalactic trafficking syndicate. They deal in rare species, including humans. They've been using places like this, the Celestial Oasis, to carry out their operations. They're after something far more valuable than you realize, Vora. They want people like you and me, our resources, our influence." Vora's mind races. Her resort, her sanctuary, her entire empire is at risk. The idea that the Consortium has been operating under her nose, using her business as a front for their operations, shakes her to her core. But EMT's conviction is undeniable. She can see the weight of the truth in his eyes. I had to abandon my mission when my cover was blown, he continues, his voice low and urgent. But I'm still here, still fighting to bring them down. And I need your help. The walls of Vora's office seem to close in as EMT's words hang heavy in the air. The flickering lights of the ceiling cast long shadows, but they do little to diminish the feeling of cold dread that settles over Vora. Why didn't you tell me sooner? She asks, her voice strained as she attempts to process the weight of what she's just learned. I couldn't, EMT replies, his voice firm. I had to be sure you could handle the truth. The consortium isn't just any criminal syndicate. They have infiltrated nearly every aspect of the galaxy's upper echelons, from politics to business to culture. They use luxury resorts like the Celestial Oasis to launder their illicit activities. And you, Vora, have become a target because of your connections, your resources, and your genetic heritage. The words sting, and Vora feels her pulse quicken as she begins to understand the depth of the danger. The consortium is far more insidious than she had ever imagined. They aren't just criminals, they are an empire within an empire, operating under the guise of legitimate business dealings, manipulating the power structures of the galaxy. They won't stop until they've taken control of everything, EMT says, his voice cold with urgency. They've been targeting your resort for years, using it as a cover for their operations. And they'll do anything to get what they want. Anything. Vora stands up abruptly, her mind racing. The Celestial Oasis, once a beacon of luxury and safety, has become a battleground in a war she never even knew was being fought. The stakes have never been higher, and her entire world is teetering on the edge. You're not the only one who has a stake in this, she says, her voice steadying as she looks at EMT. If the consortium has been after me, then they've made a terrible mistake. I will not let them take what I've built. Days pass, and the pressure continues to mount. Vora's every move is now guided by the looming shadow of the consortium. But there is another player in this dangerous game, someone who has taken a particular interest in EMT. The Arcturian ambassador, a powerful and influential figure in the galactic community, has requested more private meetings with EMT. At first, it seems like nothing more than casual curiosity, an ambassador seeking entertainment or knowledge. But as the requests pile up, Vora's suspicions begin to grow. The ambassador's interest in EMT goes beyond the mundane. It feels calculated, strategic, and Vora can't shake the feeling that something more sinister is at play. She seeks out EMT once again, this time in the quiet of her office. The Arcturian ambassador, Vora begins, her voice sharp with suspicion. He's been asking for you. Private meetings, private sessions. What's going on, EMT? EMT's face tightens as he meets her gaze. The ambassador is part of the consortium. He's testing you, Vora. He wants to see if you'll bend your business model to accommodate their illegal activities. He's looking for weaknesses, for cracks in your empire. Vora takes a deep breath, her fingers gripping the edge of her desk. You think he's trying to get me to cooperate with the consortium? I'm certain of it, EMT replies, his voice unwavering. The consortium works in layers, each one more insidious than the last. The ambassador is just a front, a pawn in a much larger game. If they think you'll bend to their will, they'll use you. If not, they'll crush you. Vora looks out the window, her mind whirling with possibilities. Her luxurious world, her carefully constructed life, now teeters on the brink of destruction. The Arcturian ambassador's interest in EMT, his apparent push to get closer to her, is no coincidence. But what does it mean for the future of the celestial oasis? I won't let them win, Vora says, her voice low and resolute. But we need to act quickly. We need to know who's working with them before it's too late. The soft, rhythmic hum of the celestial oasis is shattered by a sudden alert. A cold, mechanical voice reverberates through the halls, notifying Vora of a breach. Her heart skips a beat as the message echoes in her private quarters: EMT Drake has been captured. Her pulse quickens, her amber eyes narrowing in immediate calculation. The consortium's reach is far more dangerous than she had ever imagined. EMT is a key player in their scheme, and they won't hesitate to eliminate him if they feel threatened. The thought of losing him, of losing everything, digs at her insides. Vora stands abruptly, her mind racing as she takes in the gravity of the situation. She can feel the weight of the impending threat like a heavy shadow pressing down on the once peaceful luxury of the oasis. EMT is locked away in the ambassador's private shuttle, a secure space that could quickly become his tomb. The stakes are clear now. Everything she's built, every carefully crafted illusion of safety, is on the line. She moves quickly, her steps precise and determined as she activates the communication panel. Her fingers fly across the control pad, calling for Kel, her head of security. The Draconian's loyalty and combat prowess will be essential now. The light above her flickers, a signal from the communications grid. Vora's cold voice echoes across the quiet room: it's time to act. The ambassador's shuttle, prepare the team. We move now. Her resolve hardens. EMT's capture is no longer a threat, it is the tipping point. It's time to take down the consortium once and for all. The night is still and silent, save for the distant hum of the resort's systems. A thin veil of fog creeps through the lower corridors of the celestial oasis, wrapping around pillars and hallways like a whispering ghost, enhancing the tension in the air. Vora stands in the shadows with Kel, his towering draconian form looming behind her. He's a wall of muscle and ancient instinct, his metallic blue scales glinting under the low light as he checks his weapons, his sharp eyes scanning every corner. We have one chance at this, Vora mutters, her voice low, barely above a whisper. We create a diversion. I'll reach the shuttle. You cover me. Kel grunts in acknowledgement, his thick tail swishing as he pulls a concealed blade from his side. The sound of it being unsheathed is sharp, final. The plan is set, but there is no room for error. The compound is filled with consortium agents, and their vigilance will be unyielding. They will come for her the moment they suspect something is wrong. Vora slips into the shadows, her movements fluid and silent as she moves through the darkened halls of the oasis. She can feel the pulse of danger around her, as though the very walls are holding their breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. The diversion is sudden, a burst of flames and sparks from the power grid near the east wing. Alarms blare to life, filling the halls with a shrill, panicked sound. The chaos sets everything in motion. As the guards rush to the east wing, Vora moves swiftly, slipping unnoticed through the now deserted hallways. Her breath is steady as she approaches the private docking bay where the ambassador's shuttle waits, its sleek black form resting in the shadows like a predator ready to strike. The shuttle is heavily guarded, but Vora is not deterred. She uses her access codes to slip through the security barriers, her hand steady as she enters the shuttle's main control area. The moment she steps inside, her heart races not from fear, but from the thrill of what is about to unfold. She moves quickly, her eyes scanning the interior. There, in the back of the shuttle, is the force cage. EMT lies inside, bruised but still alive, his chest rising and falling in shallow breaths. The sight of him vulnerable, confined fuels her determination. She will not leave without him. Hold on, EMT, Vora murmurs as she activates the control panel on the cage. The hiss of the door unlocking sounds like music to her ears. She opens the cage, and EMT stirs, his blue-gray eyes locking onto hers. There is no fear in them, only an acknowledgement of their shared mission. He's ready. Together, they turn towards the remaining guards. Vora's hand tightens around the weapon she's drawn, and without a word, they move in perfect synchronization, taking down the guards swiftly and efficiently. It's a blur of motion, a flash of metallic light, the sound of a body hitting the ground. The ambassador's men don't stand a chance against their combined strength. The moment the last of the guards is subdued, Vora and EMT rush to the shuttle's control panel. They must act fast. The diversion won't hold the consortium for long, and the walls of the Oasis will soon echo with the sounds of pursuit. Shuttle systems are ready, Vora says, her voice calm despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. We have one shot to get out of here. EMT nods, his jaw set in determination. Let's move. Together, they launch the shuttle, breaking free from the docking bay as alarms continue to blare in the distance. The roar of the engines fills the cockpit as the shuttle speeds away from the celestial oasis, leaving the beautiful, haunted resort behind. As the stars stretch out before them, Vora and EMT exchange a look, one that says more than words ever could. The escape is a victory, but it is also the beginning of something new. They are no longer captor and captive, but partners, two people who have been thrust together by circumstance, but now united by purpose. They have escaped the consortium's grasp, but the real battle is just beginning. As the shuttle glides through the blackness of space, the oppressive atmosphere of the oasis fades, replaced by the infinite vastness of the galaxy. The stars are bright, distant points of light in the uncharted void. Vora leans back in her seat, her hands resting lightly on the controls. She stares out into the abyss, her thoughts drifting. The quiet hum of the shuttle is a calming sound, a stark contrast to the chaos that had consumed her life moments before. We made it, EMT says, his voice breaking the silence. He is sitting across from her, his eyes no longer clouded by the uncertainty of his captivity. He is free now, truly free. Vora nods, but her gaze remains fixed on the stars. This is only the beginning, EMT. The consortium still has its hold on this galaxy, but together, we can tear it apart. He leans forward, his eyes glinting with determination. And when it's gone, we rebuild. You'll have your life back, Vora. And so will I. She turns to face him, her eyes meeting his with a new understanding, a shared goal. The weight of the past may never fully lift, but the future stretches before them unwritten, full of possibilities. For the first time, Vora smiles. It's a quiet, genuine smile, one that speaks of hope, of new beginnings. Together, they will fight. Together, they will take down the consortium. And together, the shuttle cuts through the infinite darkness of space, its sleek frame a small, defiant presence in the vast expanse. Outside the window, stars swirl like distant fireflies, their light faint but constant, as the ship moves silently past them, guided only by the cold light of distant suns. The rhythmic hum of the engines is the only sound breaking the eerie stillness, a reminder of the long journey ahead. Inside, Vora stands by the controls, her once regal posture relaxed but firm, her crimson skin glowing softly under the cabin lights. Her eyes are fixed on the stars, but her mind is elsewhere, on the past that has shaped her, and the uncertain future that now lies before her. The luxurious life she once commanded seems far away, as though it belonged to someone else. Now, in the quiet of this ship, she feels the weight of freedom, the kind she never truly understood until now. Beside her, EMT remains still, his gaze sharp, scanning the darkness outside the ship with quiet intensity. His blue-gray eyes reflect the stars as he stands, no longer a captive but a partner, an equal. The shift in their relationship is palpable. What once seemed like an insurmountable divide between master and servant has now vanished, replaced by a bond forged through survival and trust. They no longer walk separate paths, now, they share the same journey. The danger they left behind is never far from their minds, but together, they are stronger. The consortium may still be out there, lurking in the shadows, but Vora and EMT now face the future side by side. The unknown stretches before them, a daunting but exhilarating horizon. Their partnership is not just one of circumstance, but of choice. And as the shuttle continues its journey through the void, they both know that whatever challenges lie ahead, they will meet them together. Free. As the shuttle moves further away from Lumina, the planet's hazy atmosphere fades from view, leaving only the emptiness of space behind. The small blue orb grows smaller and smaller in the distance, a reminder of the past they've left behind. Vora and EMT exchange a brief, knowing glance, a silent understanding passing between them. There are no words needed. Everything they've been through, all the battles fought, and the danger they've just escaped, has led to this moment. They are no longer adversaries, no longer bound by the roles they once played. The power dynamics that once dictated their relationship have fallen away, leaving only two individuals, free to choose their own paths. For the first time, Vora feels the weight of true freedom, the kind that is not dictated by anyone else's expectations or desires. It is a strange, almost alien feeling, but it is also liberating. She is not a mistress anymore. And EMT is not a captive. They are equals. They are free. Vora leans forward, her gaze softening as she meets EMT's eyes once more. Without hesitation, she moves closer, her lips finding his in a kiss that speaks of everything they've shared, everything they've overcome. It is slow, unhurried, a kiss that lingers, filled with the promise of new beginnings and unspoken dreams. In that moment, they know that whatever comes next, whether it's a battle against new enemies, a struggle to rebuild their lives, or the exploration of a galaxy full of mysteries, they will face it together. No longer bound by chains, no longer defined by their pasts, but standing as equals, partners in freedom. The future is unknown, but with each other, it no longer feels uncertain. They have found something more powerful than any alliance or conquest, a shared destiny. And with that promise, they turn their gaze back to the stars, ready to face whatever the universe has in store for them. Together. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey through the stars. If you've been captivated by the secrets of the universe and the fight for freedom, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your thoughts and questions could unlock the next chapter of the UFO enigma. Share your theories below and stay tuned, because the universe is full of enigma, and we've only just begun to explore it. Together, we'll face the mysteries ahead. Stay curious, and remember the adventure has just started.